Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Mad Tea Party.
We hope you're ready to spill the tea.
If you are returning, thank you so much for coming back. And if you're new to our channel, my name is Derek.
And my name is Ryan.
And right now, we are in the middle of Vlogmas. And
you should subscribe.
And it is day 6.
Yeah, day 6, and we got some big things on the way for you.
Yeah.
Today, we are looking at Disney Plus and checking out the Christmas section. Now, we went through and we picked out some of them because, to be honest with you, the Christmas section is huge and I don't have time to watch all of them.
Yeah.
But we've seen a good bit of them, and we kind of decided to put them in a tier list today.
Yeah. This doesn't include any of your, like, classic Disney shorts, like the Chip and Dale short or, like, the Goofy, skiing. It's just...
Full movies.
Full movies.
Well,
and... they're
mostly full movies.
Now I'm intrigued. But, so let's get to it. And we created something fancy for this. Oh, look at us.
Next level.
Next level. So, Ryan, go ahead and explain our tier system.
All right, so here is our tier list. Up here, top tier is Rankin Bass. That means it is perfect. It is the perfect Christmas movie. Rankin Bass is the creme de la creme of holiday movies.
And if you don't know who Rankin and Bass are, they are the producing team on most of the claymation classics.
Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Yeah.
That is top tier Christmas movie. That is our benchmark. That is the best, I believe. Next up, we have the Nice List. That is a good movie. Not quite Rankin and Bass level, but it's a good movie.
Yeah.
We'll watch again. That's very middle of the road. Not good, not bad.
Yeah.
It exists. It's kind of bad, but it's not horrible.
And we've watched it at least once, and we're not going to try it.
Probably won't watch it again.
Probably not, but
if
maybe.
it happened, we would survive.
Yeah.
The bottom, it ruins Christmas, and you can't ever watch it again. And we're advising you not to watch it in the first place if you haven't seen it. So buckle up.
So buckle up. Our first one today is The Nightmare Before Christmas.
The Nightmare Before Christmas.
I'm going to go ahead and say I believe that when it comes to setting a bar, this is now one of the best Christmas movies in the... Like, it is a modern day... I don't know. What are your thoughts?
I actually, because it is kind of claymation, I was just going to say I think it's Rankin Bass.
That's why I was going to say it's kind of like a modern... It was a modern day take back in the 90s on, like, a Rankin Bass. It was all claymation. And I think that it is as good as those movies, if not better.
I agree. Next up, we are looking at a favorite of mine. Maybe not, I'm not necessarily, that doesn't necessarily mean that it is Rankin Bass level. Let me be very clear about this. I have some favorite movies that I know are not good movies. And I won't lie and say that they are Rankin Bass level. This, I wouldn't say it's a bad movie.
I agree. Yeah.
I'm going to put this on Will Watch Again.
I surprisingly agree.
Because I will watch it again, and I actually kind of love it in a way, but I know it's
not the best. It's got one song that I really like, and the funny thing is I can't tell you all the words to it other than stories and stories. When Bella's like flipping through a book and it's a pretty song.
We watch it every year. Did we say the name Beauty and the Beast Enchanted Christmas?
Oh, it just popped up.
Yeah, we just went along. But in case you aren't familiar, the title of this movie is Beauty and the Beast Belle's Enchanted Christmas.
And if you're not familiar, basically this is a movie that takes place within the movie Beauty and the Beast. So during There's Something There scene, you see the snow, and so we just assume that it's Christmas time. So this movie kind of takes place during the middle of Something There.
Yeah. I think that is why it's not high. I think the aspect of it being directly in the center of the Beauty and the Beast story, it's all kind of weird. I think that's why it's watching. We watch it every year.
Yeah.
So we will watch it again, but it's...
Oh, it also has Tim Curry, though.
Oh,
that is a plus, and he plays a really mean pipe organ who lives up in the attic, basically.
Fun fact about this Tim Curry character is Disney World randomly released a pin of his organ character And it shows up all the time. People think it's a haunted mansion.
And it was on Shop Disney, I think, as haunted, or it was an Amazon.
Yeah, on Amazon it was listed as Haunted Mansion.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's Tim Curry and Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Enchanted Christmas. We have it. If you check out our Christmas pin collection later, you will see it.
Yes.
But it's a very cool pin.
Up next is one of my favorite Christmas movies, even though I know it's not one of Ryan's favorite Christmas movies, and that is The Santa Claus.
To be honest with you, I think that I didn't get this movie when I was a kid, and that's why it never really registered with me. Now that I'm an adult, I understand why it's Claus with an E, but it's okay.
I must have been a smart... No, I'm just kidding. I just really loved the idea of how they created a way that Santa Claus lives on. And I think some of the humor is really good. And it's kind of dry 90s humor. And I also have always been in love with Bernard. He's adorable. He is the #1 elf. And I would propose it to be on the nice list. However, I feel like that is not going to be where you want it to go.
I actually, I really like the kid in this movie.
He is really good. The best line, he says, "I want some chocolate milk," and the waitress says, "We are out of chocolate milk," and he just says,
"Plain milk is fine."
Best line.
I actually, I do think the first one goes on the nice list.
I'm glad we agree.
All right, so next up we have the Santa Claus 2. This is the sequel, obviously, to
The Mrs. Claus.
Oh.
That is so it is the subtitle, which isn't on this image, Santa Claus 2, The Mrs. Claus. So this is where he starts losing, every one of the movies he starts losing his magic. Even the TV show starts that way. So he's losing his magic and he finds out there was another clause under... in smaller print, that he needs to get married if he's going to be Santa Claus.
And
now that I think about it, forcing someone to get married, and it is a Mrs. Claus. It's not a partner clause, so
this is homophobic.
So this is homophobic. But the movie itself, I have a soft spot for it. I really love the actress that plays who becomes Mrs. Claus, but it is not the best movie.
I was gonna say we'll watch again.
I agree. Especially, it's definitely below the original, but it's not the worst. This next one is one that we don't even really like to acknowledge that it exists, and
Does that mean it doesn't fit into it exists? I think that...
I just kind of auto did something there, but let's talk about this for a second. The Santa Claus 3 something, and it's too small for me to read, so I'm not even going to try. Because basically...
escape clause or something?
It might be the escape clause. Martin Short shows up and is Jack Frost, and they fight. That's all I remember.
I love Martin Short too.
I do love Martin Short.
I love Martin Short, but this movie ain't it.
No, not at all. So I say this movie ruins Christmas.
Don't watch it.
Don't. Please don't watch it.
All right, so next up we have Richie Rich's Christmas Wish. Here's my story about this. I actually watched it again recently.
And I happened to be in the room.
Yeah, okay, so here, I love Richie Rich, the movie. And in memory as a child, I really liked this Christmas one. I also really like this kid that plays Richie Rich in this one, the kid from Seventh Heaven. However, this I wouldn't say it ruins Christmas. It exists. It's there.
Especially because it's got some good cast. Who is the mom?
It was Broadway people, I believe.
Yeah, it was people that I was like, oh, wow, that person's in this. Oh, that person is in this.
There's actually some clever and fun ideas because he's rich. They have lots of inventions they make for him, and that's kind of cool to see. The movie itself, I think it exists. It doesn't ruin Christmas. If you watch it, you'll have a fun time.
And the inventor, I feel like, was someone famous too. But
Yeah, it
it's
was the guy
clearly-
from... The inventor was Eugene Levy.
Oh, that's right, Eugene Levy. So, I mean, it's got a couple people you might recognize.
Yeah, it's a fun time.
Yeah, if you need something and you don't know what to do, maybe watch it.
Yeah, it exists.
So this next one is Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
This
And
is the short. This is what I was saying was not a full movie.
and I'd forgotten that it wasn't here. The small history, it was before Coco, and I remember going and they called a short, but it's about 20-ish minutes. And I just remember people being upset that they had to sit through this. And so I feel like a lot of people don't like it because of that.
You know what I have to say to those people? How dare you look a gift horse in the mouth?
This
is so good. 10 out of 10, Rankin Bass. This movie is so good.
I'm so glad you agree.
I love this. It's top tier.
The music is so good. I can't wait for these composers to write even more and more and more. The Andersons. They wrote all the Frozen music, but the husband is Anderson Robert Lopez. Yeah, because the wife is Kristen Anderson Lopez. The husband wrote Avenue Q, and then has been like writing with his wife ever since. And the first thing that they did was the Winnie the Pooh movie that Zooey Deschanel was in. The wife voiced Kanga in that. And then they started just writing for Disney. It was crazy. Like, they all found a way into Disney. And this music is just as good as both movies.
Honestly, it's brilliant, too. Like, Frozen itself, I don't care that we were oversaturated with it. It is really good.
It is.
And it's perfect. The theming of Frozen is perfect for Christmas as it takes place with snow and ice. So doing a Christmas short was genius. I want a full movie, honestly, but...
I would take it, and I would also... This music actually plays in our house. Like, we will go through the soundtrack
often,
several times over the next couple weeks.
Yeah, I love
it. It's so good. So if you have not watched it, please do.
If you don't like it, you're wrong! Wrong! So next up... The Nutcracker in the Four Realms. It ruins Christmas. I'm sorry. There's nothing.
I don't think there's even a discussion.
So bad.
I know that I watched it, and that's all. I
was kind of excited for it because it looks pretty.
Visually, it's stunning, but that it doesn't even you don't need to watch this movie.
It makes no sense. It's a waste of time. Don't do it.
Don't do it. Next up, we have Noelle. Now, I remember this is one of the original, Disney Plus Christmas movies before we realized what we were getting ourselves into with all of these streaming services making cheesy Christmas movies now. And Anna Kendrick is amazing, and so is Bill Hader. Mm-hmm. So I was super excited to see this. I don't remember much of the plot, though. I know they're related to Santa.
Mm-hmm.
I remember enjoying it, but I mean, that's about as much as I can tell you about it. I would say I will watch it again, but other than that...
I don't remember a lot about it. I do remember watching it, but I think the problem I have is that I don't remember a lot about it because it wasn't memorable to me. I actually love Anna Kendrick too, and Bill Hader, so I really thought that. But I just remember when it was over being like, that was it. So I know a lot of people really loved it though. So
yeah,
this one I think was just lost on us. I think I would put it in We'll Watch Again, but probably still won't care very much about it.
I think that we should watch it again, and then it might move. But
yeah, we might need to.
That's why it's going into We'll Watch Again.
Next up, we got Muppet Christmas Carol, a Christmas staple.
It's a classic.
It is a classic, and it's very good. If you've never seen any version of Christmas Carol, I highly recommend this one. If there is a good version of Christmas Carol, it is this one.
And I will say Michael Caine is a genius, and not only that, he's a serious actor. He takes when in his performances, a lot of them, he is playing very serious things, and for him to be playing Scrooge with the Muppets,
The casting of it, the way they use specific characters as specific
Yes.
characters was just genius. Mrs. Piggy's Mrs. Cratchit.
Kermit and Piggy as the Cratchits.
Mrs. Piggy doesn't remember any of the kids' names. It's so funny. This script is really good.
It's got some good music too. There's a couple of songs in it. Fozziewig is the other really good casting. Fezziwig into Fozziewig. It's just like some of the jokes wrote themselves.
Yeah, it's really good.
So I say it's not one of my I would put it on the nice list.
It's not my personal favorite, but I do see why so many people love it so much. Right. I do agree it is really good. So I'm also.
Even in our recent rewatch, I was super excited to watch it, and then I was like, "Oh, this is good," but it wasn't like the amazingness that That's why I'm.
Olaf's Frozen Adventure.
It's not Olaf's Frozen Adventure. Don't come at us for that. Next up, we have I'll Be Home for Christmas,
starring the one, the only, the dreamy Jonathan Taylor Thomas. Jessica Biel is also in this.
Oh, yeah.
And
I'll admit, this is not one that I watch all the time. And the last time we did watch it, it was kind of like a memory jogger. It was like with Jessica Biel being in it, and it was a fun 90s Christmas movie. I
personally love a 90s feel. This movie is one of my happy memories. It's one of those that when I watch, I see I definitely was a kid when I loved this, but I still would put this on the nice list.
I think that the nice list will work. That is fine with me.
So basically, what's happening in this movie? Jonathan Taylor Thomas is a college student and kind of a jerk, and his dad wants him to come home for Christmas, and he doesn't ever go home for Christmas. Instead, he wants to book a flight to go to a beach with his girlfriend because he's wild and rich, obviously. But his dad makes him a promise that if he is home by a specific time on Christmas Eve, I believe, then he will give him the keys to a very expensive car, and of course that's what gets him to go home. But then when he tries to get home, everything falls apart, and he ends up hitchhiking and stuff, and it's wild.
And you learn lessons.
Yeah, he was a Scrooge, and then he's not.
Yeah. Next up, we have a super classic, and that is Home Alone. I don't even think there needs to be a discussion right now.
Top tier, top tier, top tier.
If it wasn't already called Rankin Bass, it would be called Home Alone.
Yeah.
It is just very top tier
from start to finish.
And yeah, from start to finish, such a good movie.
Every aspect of it, the script is so good, the score is even better, the casting is so good.
And what's even better is that it is this classic, and apparently when it came out, everyone thought it was going to flop. It was supposed to be, what's the guy's name who did 16 Candles? The Breakfast Club.
John Hughes.
John Hughes. John Hughes directed this, and I think they were over budget, and they all this stuff just kept going wrong. But I think Jim Horner did the music, and they put it together and thought it wouldn't be anything, and now it is a classic.
My favorite thing about it is how the story in today's day and age does not work.
Could not work.
And how you actually had to live in that time to understand why this movie is so amazing. Yeah. I mean, I guess it looks historical and crazy to kids these days, but there was a time when cell phones could not save you from everything.
And you couldn't just call from France very easily.
And you could easily just be left at home while your parents are flying to another country. Next up, we have Home Alone 2, which I'm going to go ahead and tell you is my...
Home Alone 2, Lost in New York.
Which I'm going to tell you I actually like even better than the original. It's my favorite sequel of all time. It is, instead of Kevin getting left at home, he gets on an airplane and ends up in New York when his family is in Florida.
They go to Florida, and
it's amazing. It's got Tim Curry. He uses his dad's credit card to book a hotel room. That's really nice. He spends a lot of money. He goes in FAO Schwartz. He lives my dream life.
There's one thing I was going to say that the bird lady.
Oh, yeah.
She is, in both movies you get that kind of creepy person who Kevin is scared of at first, and then finds out that through Christmas and the Christmas spirit, the guy with the shovel, So the bird lady, I really love that part of the story. And I love this one. Always reminded me the goo. Always like he spreads goo. Like he buys a brand of like goo, but also the talk boy. And when I was a kid, that talk boy was an actual like they started selling them, and I had one, and it was my favorite thing ever. And I used it for a long time.
I also really love the end scene in this when he's in his uncle's like abandoned house that's being worked on. I think it's so cool watching him beat the crap out of those guys in that house.
It's even better than his own house. Like it's so good.
It's really good.
No, I agree. Top tier.
Rankin Bass, baby. So if you are wondering where Home Alone 3 is, you're gonna have to keep looking because we don't talk about that one. It didn't even deserve to be in the Ruined Christmas section of this because it does not star Macaulay Culkin, and so it is not real.
And there's also apparently like a fourth one, maybe a fifth one.
If you want to watch those, feel free. Yeah, it's not great. It's not worth it, honestly. I think his Home Alone 2 is I think he's home from school sick. I'm pretty sure that's, but...
But our last one is kind of a newer movie to the Christmas collection, and that is Godmother.
If you have not seen it, it just came out. Was it last year?
Last year.
Last year. It was good.
It was really sweet. I thought that the idea of it being the last kind of fairy godmother, so the story centers around, and I can't even remember her name. We've only watched it once. This budding fairy godmother. She wants to be a fairy godmother, and she's at a school, and basically they are not promoting anyone. And you kind of find out that they're trying to end being fairy godmothers because no one believes in them anymore. So she sets out to find someone who believes, and she knows that she has this child, but it ends up being she goes to the wrong time, and she's an adult, so she has to convince this adult that she's her fairy godmother to get the magic back. It's convoluted in a way, but it was really sweet.
It has an
overly
sort of like enchanted kind of feel.
Enchanted feel because she's just so innocent and very
she's living in a real world. Are they in New York City too?
I think it is in New York as well.
I would say
watch Enchanted instead, but Godmothered, I would say
watch it instead. I say watch both.
I would say watch both. You're right.
I would put this in the nice list.
Oh, okay.
I will definitely watch it again, but I think it's even better than that.
It is better than just we'll watch again. I enjoyed it too.
Yeah.
You're right.
So there you have it, folks. Our definitive tier list of Disney Plus Christmas movies. If you are interested in checking out your Disney Plus app and you need some recommendations on what to watch, I would start up with Nightmare Before Christmas, Olaf's Frozen Adventure, and Home Alone 1 and 2.
Now, if you are looking for a really good Christmas movie and you just want to like settle in for the night, you should go for that nice list. We've got the Santa Claus, we've got Muppets Christmas Carol, Home for the Holidays, and
I'll Be Home for Christmas.
Oh, sorry. What? I'll Be Home. That's a different movie. I'll Be Home for the Holidays, I feel like. I don't know. I'll Be Home for Christmas and Godmothered.
Such
a sweet movie.
Next up, we've got the We'll Watch Again category. Not bad.
Yeah, if you, you're trying to, put the tree together and you need something to play in the background, or...
If you've seen all these other ones up above and you want to watch something, these will work. Beauty and the Beast, Belle's Enchanted Christmas, The Santa Claus 2, Mrs. Claus, and Noel.
Yeah.
Check it out.
And then, if you're really bored one day, or you're up at 3 a.m. and you don't care what you're watching... the Richie Rich...
Something great to fall asleep to, honestly.
Maybe, yeah, Richie Rich's, what is it, Christmas Wish?
Yeah.
The Christmas Wish.
And then if you want to ruin your Christmas this year and you really don't want to celebrate and you're feeling extra grinchy, go ahead and watch the Santa Claus 3 or Nutcracker in the Four Realms, because they are horrible.
Horrible.
Awful.
Well, there we go. We hope you enjoyed our list and the spillage of a little tea. But let's go back to just us.
Now, we realize our opinions are only based on our opinions alone, and if you disagree, this is all in good fun, and you can feel free to comment down below and let us know what your opinions of these movies are. If you hate the ones we love, you're wrong. If you love the ones we hate...
It's okay, you're allowed to.
But you're still wrong. Just kidding. We have one more thing to do today. It's the 6th day of our Advent calendar.
And so, we are going to open that pin. tough little drawer does not want to open today. There it is. Okay. We have drawer number 6 out of there. Will you hold it for a second? Thank you. All right. Here we go. This is a big piece. It's got a point.
Oh wow, it's got a great refund.
It is Jasmine, and I like her little Christmas outfit.
I do too. That's really cute.
There is sweet little Jasmine.
I'm far more excited about that pin than I thought I would be.
Yeah,
That's very cute.
I wasn't sure how I would feel about her. Not to say we don't love the movie Aladdin, but Jasmine is not on our collection list usually. Let's see, where does she belong? Top. She is going right there. There's one in between her and Jack Skellington, but she is up there ready to meet whoever that is. It's the Cheshire Cat. We'll get there one day. As always, thank you so much for watching. If you happen to be curious about our content, make sure to click that subscribe button down below.
Off with your head.
And if you enjoyed our video, please give us a thumbs up. We really appreciate it. And leave us a comment down below.
Let us know which of your opinions you agree with, where you would rank some of these, and which Rankin Bass claymation movie is your favorite.
Oh, and the sad thing is, my favorite claymation movie is not Rankin Bass.
Which means it's not quite top tier.
The Year Without a Santa Claus is so good, though.
But it's no Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer.
Ah, it is No Santa Claus is Coming to Town. That is my favorite Rankin Bass. You know what? We all have opinions. Leave yours down below if you're feeling brave.
Yeah.
Please do. And we hope that you all have a golden afternoon.
Bye, guys.
Bye.
Merry Christmas. And happy holidays. Happy holidays.